The new project of the Bremen School Museum is very interesting. Very interesting project of connection between generations. So please welcome Marieczka Balkovec-Bredovec. I'm so sorry, my pronunciation is so bad. You will forgive me. She's going to talk about learning about the connection teachers had with their school environment from annual school reports.
Dragi gostje, drage kolegice, dober dan vsem skupaj. Dear guests, dear colleagues, welcome and hello everyone. My today's theme is learning about the connection teachers had with their school environment from annual school reports. Annual reports, the connections teachers had with the wider environment of their school can also be studied via printed annual school reports. Some of them are kept by the Slovenian School Museum, most are from primary schools, grammar schools, and other secondary and vocational schools. The first known printed reports on the progress of pupils go back to the middle 18th century, whilst the beginnings of the custom can be found in the 16th century. Grammar schools started printing annual reports, Germany Jahresbericht, in 1849, replacing the previous lists of students and their school results as Juventus. Primary school annual reports between 1850 and 1920. After 1850, primary schools in Slovenia began printing annual reports with a basic content similar to those produced by the grammar schools, whilst the publication of pedagogical and professional discussions spread after 1860 and can be followed until around 1920. Annual reports offer researchers into school history, as you know, a number of important data about how lessons were organized, about school subjects and textbooks, the language of instruction, list of teachers and pupils, statistical data, records from school chronicles, and regulations. We are particularly interested in the pedagogical and professional discussions among teachers published in primary school annual reports. How teachers try to educate, advise, and connect with pupils, parents, and the wider environment. An overview of these discussions from various Slovenia areas shows that the teachers were striving particularly hard during the second half of the 19th century and early 20th century. The efforts were directed mainly at 5 important areas. And these are educating pupils and inviting parents to join educational efforts, extending schooling, education in patriotism and the ruling dynasty, contributions about the history of a school and of towns and villages, and rapid development of agriculture and the economy. With the publication of discussions in annual reports, teachers taught and advised while the pupils reached the parents and the wider social environment. The teachers can be seen as an important educator of society and standard barrier for cultural and economic progress. Educating pupils and inviting parents to joint educational efforts. Annual reports consist mostly of educational articles aimed at pupils' parents. 2 main aspects can be observed. The first is educational psychological advice from teachers that parents should take into account in the correct upbringing of their children. The second is directed mainly at raising paternal overviews of the importance of school and expressing the wish for competition between school and home. The titles of such articles include Dear Parents, To Parents for Reflection, To Parents and Youngsters, Parents Educators, Parents Prepare Your Children for School, What Little Johnny Fails to Learn, Big John Does Not Know. The authors stressed that parents play the primary and most important role in the upbringing of their children. The mother's role was given even more attention, particularly in a girls' school, where a special article was aimed at them, to mothers, saying that what sun, air and morning dew mean to a flower, a mother means to a child. In their educational deliberations, teachers gave concrete examples of how children need about all the help of their parents, especially the mother, and then, when they grow a little, this path is continued by the school, since parents cannot give them all the necessary knowledge at home. This is why parents are urged to send their children to school and not to make them work elsewhere without good reason. At the same time, they expressed regret that parents did not pay enough attention to their children's Catholic upbringing and, above all, did not have a good opinion about school and thought that schools were not teaching the right things and failing children with regard to upbringing. Teacher advised parents to spend time preparing children for school before they enroll. School should be described to children as a place where they would be in the company of other children and where together they would be learning in an enjoyable way. Children should be promised new clothes, a nice small blackboard and books when they first start school. Parents were also advised to always speak nicely about teachers so that children would like them. Teachers were aware that the upbringing of children is a great art, valued by intelligent people in favor of people's progress. This is why they kept repeating that only joint work at school and at home would produce good results. They compressed this in the following thought. Family and school are two young sisters, neither of which should be walking alone. Furthermore, they focused on certain problems associated with good upbringing. This one of them focused also talk about how children were left to themselves when grazing animals and how even good children could become corrupted by keeping the company of men and badly brought up peers. Another issue mentioned was the inappropriate attitude to nature. Young pupils like to hunt birds and dismantle their nets. There is even a song about this Sinicha Tajba, a Fitz Lament. You heard this song at the first day. That was sung by many generations. How he who hunts poor birdies does not have a good heart. There are interesting instructions in an article from 1900 written by a female teacher from a girls' school in Ljubljana on how to combine fun with usefulness during holidays. As school holidays have just begun, the advice is quite topical and we can compare it with the present. Holidays, such a magic word for happy youth, they are so attractive because they combine rest, pleasure and freedom. The teacher went on to give numerous examples of how young people could strengthen their bodies and acquire new knowledge in a pleasant way. She said, And she said, just a moment, children should spend as much time as possible in the countryside, observing it and learning from it. In addition to reading books, she also recommended the keeping of a diary, where a child could write about the happy and sad adventures, walks and trips. In years to come, these diaries would preserve the memory of their younger days. During free days, children should not forget a Christian life, but holidays should also be filled with various games, including learning an instrument. At the same time, the teachers recommended the pupils should remember to help others, especially their mothers, with housework. In addition, she addressed mothers and told them to educate their children with joy, also during holidays, and to try to instill in them an enthusiasm for everything that is good. Extending schooling. The reformed school brought by the new school legislation after 1869 was still not very well received among people, especially among rural parents. This conclusion can be gleaned from the introduction to annual reports, where for a few consecutive years teachers present and argued in favor of the advantages of the reformed school and asked parents for their support. Nearly 140 years ago, teachers wrote that the times demanded from each individual a great deal more than before. Whereas it used to be enough to be able to do basic reading, writing and math, now new knowledge was needed. In the subsequent introductions, teachers presented in more detail the importance of new subjects and methodologies. Thus, for example, they spoke about the significance of geography, as many people from these lands were emigrating to America as well. They also stressed the importance of learning German, as many people went to German-speaking lands. Drawing, they said, was important for various craftsmen as well as for farmers who occasionally fashioned their own tools. Physical education was useful for everyone, especially the boys who later become soldiers. The agricultural knowledge obtained in school was particularly useful. In addition, there are some emphasize the importance of Christian teaching in the formation of the mature personality. Also the importance of beautiful handwriting and advice on the use of new notebook. Detailed instructions were given on how pupils should sit at school and how to hold their pens. Other research methods were mathematics in primary schools, lessons in handcraft for women, design and drawing of everyday life, essays in primary school, the importance of school libraries, school order, school garden, new curricula, and other school-related things. Education in patriotism and the ruling dynasty. During the time of the Austrian Empire and the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, a great deal of attention was paid to the members of the imperial family. Introductions to annual reports often spoke about special anniversaries and other events connected with the ruling family, particularly about Franz Joseph I, birthday and anniversaries connected to his rule. In addition, they mark also sad and tragic events, such as in 1899 the death of the Empress Elizabeth, and in 1914 the death of the successor of the throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and his wife Sophia. After World War I, they celebrated the new ruling dynasty, the Karađorđević family, and they also write the poems like Croatian and Serbian anthems, and while celebrating the Slovenian nationality with, for example, the poem Slovenec sem, I'm a Sloven, and so on. And now is also the contributions about the history of the school and of towns and villages. Here is also Jakob Dimnik. He is also founder of the Slovenian School Museum. And very important part is repeat development of agriculture and the economy. There are many words about school gardens and about vineyards. For example, could our wines be improved? And some teachers also cleverly included in their articles economic advice of value to farmers. And conclusion, these school reports are very important and useful source for studying connection between schools and the wider environment. And it would be interesting to do a comparative analysis of the articles in annual school reports in different countries. Thank you very much.
Many thanks to our Slovenian colleague. This is a very important and basilar source for the historical studies. You know, only in a few years the researchers have been paying attention to power sources for historical studies, like exercise books, textbooks, and teachers' reports. And so I think this is the present of historical research.